What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I just got over here to the shop. We're going to be working on the race car today. Brantley's going to be helping me. I don't know if you can see on that wing back there, we got a gear. So when we run, 8.8 life is tough. 8.8 life is real tough. If you tire shake those things, it generally kills the gear very quickly. And so we broke the gear at Virginia. We made a couple passes after that on Saturday, and we still had a little bit of shake, and it drove through it. Wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best thing, but it was fine. And then we got down to Thunder Valley last week. I was lazy. I was tired because I was having to work on the car, and so I didn't have time to put the radials on it. So I was like, okay, we'll just try it on the slicks. All 4 passes, it shook, and it shook bad down there. And it was like vibrating everything in the car. So, I mean, tire shake is the devil. Tire shake is very bad. It breaks a lot of stuff. Usually it's the ring pinion. Tire shook 4 passes. Last pass, it kind of made a little bit of noise, and I was like, hopefully it's not tore up. We made 2 passes at Galot, and on the last pass, we heard a lot of noise. Now, there is a chance that the pinion nut is simply back loose, and, you know, maybe we just need to do that. I got my gear just in case. We got 373 gears in it now. I've got a 390 that I had in it last year, so we're going to put the 390 in it if it's broken, so we'll see what happens. Don't forget to go to turbojohnracing.com. Grab yourself some merchandise and comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks, guys. And one thing we noticed right off the bat is I was expecting this tire to be completely flat because it still is leaking just a little bit, but it is actually holding air. It does look like it's a little bit lower, but that's okay. At least it's not flat, and I ain't got to blow it up from being completely flat. So we're going to over air that one up so that when it sits in the trailer, it won't be flat when we need it next weekend. All right, let's crank it up and get in the shop. All right, guys, well, we got this rear end apart, and we don't see anything that is chipped or broken. Backlash looks good, wear pattern looks good. Typically what you'll see is you'll start seeing cracks in the ring gear, and they'll go from here. So this steep side, if you look down, the very steep side here, that is the drive side, and the coast side is the more angle side. So what you'll start doing is seeing cracks come off of these, and it'll happen on the inside of the gear too, but it's not doing that on any of them. The actual pinion itself, it doesn't look bad either. There's nothing back there that I can see that is a problem. You'll start seeing cracks on the face. You'll start seeing them like in between the actual teeth themselves, and that's just, I don't see that. So maybe the noise I was hearing, I mean, this was a brand new gear. I mean, we set it up at the track, you know, the best we could, but maybe I'm just hearing, you know, the roar of the shutdown. And it was, I mean, it was starting to roar, but some, you know, I don't care about roaring as long as, you know, we don't have breakage. And, you know, when you try to do backlash, what you're hearing clunking is the calipers and the brakes over here. So when you hold all that, this thing does not sound terrible. We got all the oil cleaned out of it. It is smooth. There is no binding. I don't feel any rough spots at all. So this thing, it may be okay. Maybe I was just over imagining what is happening. And it feels perfectly smooth. I feel nothing. So maybe we're okay. Or, you know, possibly, you know, it is possible that I have chipped a tooth in the planetary, And sometimes on shutdown, you know, when that happens, it has that same feel when you're breaking the planetary. So I don't know. I mean, maybe we're okay. So we figured we had it up here. It'd be best. It'd be stupid not to go ahead and pull it apart and at least look at it and inspect it. So I guess we're just going to leave it in there for the time being, and we'll go from there. So really all I got left to do is I'll take and clean all this stuff up and reseal it and put more gear oil in it. And then that's going to be done. But at least I got some peace of mind. Now, it still may go out there and break. I mean, it may break, you know, this very next time. I don't know. The other thing we're going to do is I'm going to take I've got those 2 8-volt batteries up here. I'm going to go ahead and take those down, take those out. I'm going to borrow Randy's lightweight battery. These QA1 Mod Series shocks. These things are awesome. These things are so versatile. I mean, it's crazy. I can go from back of the track, no prep, to radial prep and still works. I really wish they made these for the front of the car. If they made a set of struts, it would be unbelievable. But right now they don't. But we're going to change the actual spring rate. I'm going to put the 110s back on it back here, since I'm going to be taking out that 150 pounds. And with 150 pounds out of it, then, you know, these 170s will just be a little too stiff. So I'm going to do that for this coming weekend. And then once that'll give us the best opportunity to go as fast as we can this weekend at Thunder Valley. It's the best opportunity if we can get 150 pounds out. 150 pounds out would really help the car. Should be about 7, 8 numbers, which that should put it honestly into low 460s. And then if we crank it up some more, get the boost in earlier, get the 60 foot down to where it should be, like a 110, 112, I think we can have a hot rod that can go 450s again. And, you know, maybe try to see what the record is for the 4-lug fastest, because we got to be close. I mean, I don't know how far we are off, but we got to be pretty close. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think that's all we're going to do. So we'll do that. That's quite a bit. The only other thing I got to do, I've got the scramble. I did figure out how to make that work. I showed y'all how I make that work. So the scramble turns off the drive shaft sensor. Now, something it did is when I hit the scramble going down track, I was cutting the ground off. And so it spiked an RPM pulse, and the computer thought that, you know, it spun. And so it pulled a bunch of time and then cut the cylinders off for a second until all the power was gone. And I didn't really think about it, but I guess if you're cutting the negative off, but the power is still staying, then, you know, it takes a few milliseconds for that to dissipate. Whereas if you just cut the power clean, then once the power is cut off, then it just, I mean, it should stop, you know, the pulse right there. And so the drive shaft data, instead of having a spike, hopefully it'll come right back down. So we're going to do that too. So we got a little bit of work to do ahead of us, but I think we'll be okay. All right, guys, well, that's going to wrap it up. This is going to be a short video today. I appreciate y'all joining. Good thing is the gear is not broken, and I think we're going to be good for this weekend. All right, guys, comment, like, and subscribe. See y'all soon. Later.